So an alpine garden is a garden that uses alpine plants, which are plants that grow above the tree line, usually from mountainous regions. But this is actually a mix of alpine plants and what we call rock garden plants. And those are like two styles of gardening that overlap. What we have here is mostly a trough garden. There's 12 troughs. And troughs are kind of like miniature gardens in themselves. It's a form of container gardening. But it uses large troughs, although a lot of people use kind of smaller troughs. We also have a crevice garden here in the center, which is a garden made out of vertical rock slabs, and the plants send the roots down between the slabs of rock. So this is more of a miniature landscaping style of rock gardening. Basically, you create certain features. The rocks represent mountains, but you want kind of a height contrast between the trees, between the mat plants and things that will form mounds. And then as they fill in, hopefully it'll take kind of the form of a mountain meadow or glade. Some of these plants are from New Zealand, which I think for the San Francisco Bay Area we're able to grow. This is Rowley lutescens, Rowley australis, Rowley hookeri. But there's a number of other plants that are thrown in here. Some from the United States, Europe. Other rock gardening is that we use really lean mixtures for the soil. And so as you can see in here, this soil mix has a mix of organic and what we call inorganic materials. We use a lot of perlite, pumice, gravel in the mix as the inorganic, and then a certain amount of organic, so soil or compost or other things that are in that mix. It allows for better drainage for these plants. A lot of these things grow up in very rocky substrates up in the mountains, and so they don't do well if their roots are sitting in kind of a rich or soggy soil. Now you can blend nice stones with the plants. Over time with this particular garden, these plants will fill in and they'll have a pretty strong contrast of different mat plants and create kind of a mosaic, which will blend in with the stone.
All right.
So this is another planting using stones. They're originally collected by Janet Roth and her husband for Suiseki. The type of plants in here are Turkish Alpine called Acantholyman, and they form very sharp spiny mounds. And so over time, these plants will fill in and create kind of a contrast, hopefully like a silvery foliage to contrast with the red stone. So this planting shows what's called vegetable sheep. This is New Zealand Alpine. It's actually a hybrid called Raulia loganii. But over time, these will form like silvery mounds. And the reason that they're called vegetable sheep is because the species like Raulia exemia and Hostia pulvinaris will actually form large mounds on the hillside that resemble sheep, and so over time that's how they got that name. Fundraiser. But about a year ago, we moved a collection of plants over here to the gardens of Lake Merritt, and we have some plants that we have for propagation for continuing that collection, but we also got the opportunity here to be able to actually do a demonstration garden, and that's what this is. It's been about a year in the making. We started making the troughs about a year ago. Because of COVID, there was some delays in terms of the making troughs as well as getting this ground ready. But we kind of made a big push for the last 2 or 3 months, and we're able to get this mostly finished at this point.
Where's